Welcome to YAS the Stripper Podcast, a podcast for all sex workers. On this podcast, we'll discuss how classifying each other as people and workers is dangerous to society and marginalized groups of people. We'll also talk about the climate in and outside of the clubs and all the amazing things us sex workers do. I'm so inspired and in awe with each and every one of you, and I'm always excited for what's going to be shared next. I'm your stripper queen from the north, Onyx, and this is YAS the Stripper Podcast. Welcome back to YAS the Stripper Podcast, another episode with moi, yours truly, Onyx, your stripper queen from the north. I am with one of my best friends, a veteran. Yes, we're going to use that word because that is the key word for this. This next guest we have, her name is Carmen, all the way from Toronto. How are you doing? Tell us, everyone, how are you doing?
Doing great today. It's raining, but it's not -20, so I'll take it.
And I jumped already and I said her. So why don't you tell us what your pronouns are?
Her, she, her, she. Yeah.
Yeah, Hershey. Yeah. I like that.
Her,
like chocolate.
She. Oh, hey, yes.
Yeah. I just took this apple away from my mouth, but I was like, you know what? I'm actually really hungry. For those of you who don't know, I'm just leaving a class and I brought my podcast gear at the studio, at the pole studio to do an interview. Oh. So I'm sweaty and I'm hungry. So I might take a nibble here and there. But other than that, Toronto's rainy, eh?
Yeah, but like 2 days ago, it was -20 and wind chill and snowing. So whatever, I'll take it. At least it's melting the snow because I'm so over it. Yeah. Like legitimately I've been paying Toronto rent for Winnipeg winter this year and it's just too much.
Winnipeg, if anyone doesn't know, you know.
Right?
Oh my God. When was the last time you've been to Winnipeg?
Geez, it's 2022. It's been a long time. I think 2019 sometime. Yeah, 2019. This whole last whatever 2 years is just kind of this big long day. So
oh my goodness, that's so funny that you said 2019 because one of my memories came up with actually Nikki Ninedoors, who I did a podcast with last episode. And the last time her and I were together was 2018 in Winnipeg. I was like, fuck, it's 4 years?
4 years?
2022, right? Yeah. 4 years. It's like, oh my God, where's the time gone?
It's crazy. It's like just I can't even think of when the last time I saw you like in person. Like
I know.
Like 4 or 5, maybe 2018 too, right?
Yeah.
No, 2019. Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. That's right. Ooh,
that was 2019.
Let's talk about that. I forgot about that. How was that experience? Oh yeah. So you were the point person for this. Tell us your experience with this.
Oh, that we were maybe getting slightly ripped off. Is that yeah? Where I got an envelope full of cash and I had to give it back.
Mind you, it wasn't Snoop Dogg. It wasn't Snoop Dogg. It
wasn't Snoop Dogg. It was but there was, because they're all different shows were kind of like run by different people, right? So like it was like the first show that was just kind of like a little weird, and then the other ones went pretty good. But it was just that first one where there was just sort of like, I think you guys are skimming off the top just a little bit, like a lot bit. But oh well, at least I know.
We're just so excited to dance for Snoop Dogg.
We're just so excited, right? So it was sort of like. And then after it was like, whatever. We still got paid, right? We still made money. It was still good.
Paid. Still danced.
So
Dog. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, right?
I loved it.
It was pretty wild.
Was definitely the best. I loved it.
That's a crazy amount of people when you think about it. Now, especially when you can only have like 4 people or whatever. It's like, what was like 30,000 people, 40,000 people?
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Moment to relive that.
I'm glad that we had that experience before the whole world shut down. Like it was just sort of like, if I need any like good memories to carry me through like whatever this was, it was like 2019 at least was like a solid year.
Yeah.
So at least, even though 2020 and then have been dumpster fires at least. Well, actually no, the first half of 2020 till like whatever March, I was gold. I was like ready for a good year, and then well, we know what happened. So
yeah, we do. Just like a
yeah.
blip.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So tell us when you started stripping, how you got into it. Because you're a seasoned veteran like myself, been dancing around for a long time now.
It was Y2K. So that it was around then, and I started dancing because I owed money for drugs. Really, it's like basically 100% why. I never in a million years, like before that, would I have ever like it never crossed my mind. It was never like something that was like, oh, this is something I want to do. It was just sort of like, here's the situation, here's the solution. And then for like the first bit, I didn't really participate very much. I was just kind of like, I hated going on stage. They had to get me drugged up, and a little drunk, and drag me on stage because I hated stage. It was just like, I don't want to be here. But then eventually, after like watching stage shows and we had features coming in and stuff, it was just something that like slowly kind of like, oh, I can try this. Oh, like you pull tricks. And like, so it just kind of like slowly grew on me. And then it was like, whoa, this is actually fun. I really like this. This is pretty cool. Yeah.
So what made you like get into like wanting to go on stage more? And like, how did you become to be the feature that you are today?
I guess it's a combination of things. Well, first of all, day shift. You learn a lot on a day shift. There's nothing else to do. And you just mess around on the pole, drink tequila, mess around on the pole again. We used to do chin-ups in the bathrooms to try and like get strong enough to be able to pull ourselves up. And then I guess, what year was it? 2000 and after 9/11, sometime after 9/11, I found a circus school. And I just started kind of like going Tuesday nights, and it was like something fun to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started going twice a week, and I started going like 5 days a week. And then it just kind of like all sort of like, it like took over my life basically. So I go to circus during the day, and then at night I go to the club, go work, pay for circus. It's an expensive habit.
So more expensive than drugs.
Actually, it's like pretty close. It was like pretty close at the same point. Like I wouldn't say that I saved money switching to circus and getting rid of cocaine, but like marginally. Definitely a healthier choice.
Yes.
But yeah, so I did circus and then worked at the club, and I guess getting stronger in circus made me stronger in pole. And in 2007, there was the first pole dance competition in Canada, Miss Pole Dance Canada 2007. So it was in Vancouver, and I'd never really done like any kind of like competitions or like anything, but something in my brain was like, go to Vancouver and do this competition. So anyway, I go to Vancouver, do the competition, and one of the judges was Brandy from Brandy Show Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, hey, you want a job? I'm like, sure, okay. And then like, I had no costumes at the point. Like I was one of those strippers. I got like clean underwear and a pair of heels. Like that was it before.
That's really important.
That was it.
No.
Yeah. It's like essentials, right?
Yeah.
But then Brandy's was like it, like having only worked in Toronto, where it's like you don't really, I guess some in the olden days, early 2000s, some clubs were like gowns or dresses or that kind of thing. But mostly it was just like little one piece, tiny little outfit, shoes, whatever, you got your purse. But Brandy's, I get there and everyone's got these big gigantic sequins and feathers and like just ridiculous. It blew my mind at first. And I was sort of like, I don't know if I can do this. But a circumstance happened where I kind of like had to leave Toronto. So I was like, fuck it, let's go. And I ended up getting like a few secondhand costumes and piecing things together, got like a couple made, and then And then that was it. It was like, I'm a stage dancer at Brandy's. It was like, and then, yeah, I guess that was it. That started it all. That it was that pole dance competition that really kind of started everything.
Nice. So you pretty much have danced like all over Canada and internationally?
Well, only once in Alaska.
Oh yeah. I've never been.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. Well, just for a burlesque festival. So I wouldn't really say I like actually worked there, but I like paranoid about crossing borders with heels. That's all I have to say.
Well, true, because I got
Right?
I got detained as soon as they looked in my shit. They're like, "You have stripper shoes, or what are you doing going for work?" It was for the pole convention in LA, and I couldn't even go. I was
2012.
like, "Yeah."
I was so sad, man.
Oh
like,
yeah,
you're for you in LA, and then you never came. It was
I
just
know.
like,
It was a sad day. I can cross the border
sad.
now. I got myself a
No.
waiver. Cost me an arm and a leg. Anyways.
Thank God. Oh, but what I learned going to Alaska, so when you go through the border control, the guy has like an X-ray of your under the airplane suitcase. So he's like asking me, he's like, why do you have all this stuff? We're going, because I had my straps and my shoes and my carry-on, and then my suitcase was like a lot of food because I was scared of starving to death, and just like lots of clothes because I want to have like different outfits, and they're all like giant onesies because it's Alaska and it's March and it's freezing. So he's like, what do you got all this stuff for like 5 days or whatever? And yeah, so thank God I didn't have my heels in the under thing, because then he would have just seen high heels, aerial straps, rigging, and then that would have been it. But I managed to convince them that I was just going to go to like a museum and I wanted to see some seals, and then that was it.
That's awesome. I love it. I want to go back to drugs, because I mean, I've had my fair share of drug abuse, substance abuse, and definitely cocaine. What was your lowest moment in life, and how did you get yourself out of it? Because you obviously said this was happening and this was my solution. So tell us a bit more about that.
There wasn't exactly like a rock bottom. It was more like a rock kind of like extended plateau for like like,
I know the feeling, but go on.
You know, it's not like it's like kind of like you just kind of like get down to this level and you're just kind of like coasting in this like unhealthy zone, and you're just kind of coasting. And it was really what it was circus classes. Like I started the one night, and then it was like, okay, so classes on Tuesday, probably shouldn't stay up all night doing blow on Monday. Okay, so it's like, and then it just kind of progressed. And the more I got into circus and movement, I guess the less time I had for other things, and the more I was interested in like not being tired or being able to do things and not being sore and like having my body cooperate with me. So yeah, it was definitely like a pretty like steep down plateau, and then kind of like gradual, kind of like where at one point it was just like, oh, I guess I don't do this anymore kind of thing, right? Yeah, like I'm sure definitely like some, you know, hiccups along the way where it's just like a weekend here and there or something, but it's definitely well, it's been totally out of my life for at least 15 years now. So yeah.
I mean, your whole like everything, like you don't drink unless it's a Jaeger. I think that's the only shot you've ever done with me, ever. And it's very rare that I ever see you drink. And you're completely vegan. You bring your own food everywhere. Your whole, like, even your home, I can see like all the exercise balls. You and Nikki Nine-Doors like have a circus in your home. It's very zen, it's very yoga, it's weed and plants and animals. Tell us about like how you give yourself self-care and how you keep your home your sanctuary, and tell us about the squirrels.
Oh my gosh, first of all, is my squirrel.
Oh yeah, very cute.
Well, the squirrel, I've always loved squirrels since I was like a little, like since I was like little. They've always kind of like had my heart. But then when I started to grow tomatoes one year and then they stole my tomatoes, at first it was like, you fuckers are stealing my tomatoes. But then it was like, oh my God, you're so cute. And I love you so much. Here, have some nuts. And then now it's just been like this decade long, like generation after generation of squirrels that just like come in my house and like hang out. And like when I had my pole up, I had one that would climb up my pole, and they
Yes,
like still I still find like random almonds buried in like weird places in my house. And yeah. And then this pigeons, it was kind of like the same way. It was just sort of like, I guess the pigeons saw I was feeding the squirrels, so they were like, hey human, yo, you got some food? And I was like, I got some food. So, and then they just kept coming and coming, and they just totally like I don't know, they
everyone
just like
seems to be like
got
on a
me.
schedule there, because like you're like, oh, it's almost 7, the raccoons are coming. I'm like, what?
We have a day shift and a night shift, so we
Yeah.
have the squirrels, and oh, except we have rats now, which is a little, they're doing construction down the street, so now all the rats are coming. They're cute, but it's like I can't leave the door open anymore, which is
Gross.
kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we have the day shift, and then that kind of wraps up, and then the raccoons come, and every now and then we have a skunk. And one time we had a possum or opossum. I don't know the difference, but he has a little angry kind of cute face with a skinny tail. And he came one time, and oh, so yesterday, there's a giant hawk that's stalking my backyard because he's figured out where the food is. So he's just watching my backyard and like stalking, I don't know, like everyone. And it's kind of creepy.
Well,
I was
yeah,
out there, I thought he was
go
gonna like
wilderness.
eat me for sure. He just like looked at me with his eyes and he's like, human, back away. I'm gonna eat you. So I went back inside. It was just like, it was pretty intense.
Oh my God. And like, so I've heard you've been having problems with your landlord there and like the building management there. What's been happening? Like, is your home, you're going to be your home now? Are you moving? What's your plan?
Well, I live in what year is it? I don't know, whenever 1998 was, or 1898. That's when my house was built. And because it's Toronto, we're about to fall victim to gentrification, because that's what they do in Toronto. Anything that's like nice and old, where people can live for less amounts of money and have high ceilings and do art, oh, let's tear it down and build a big ugly office thing. So we've been kind of like, we got our first eviction notice in 2014. So we're still here for now, and luckily the city moves really slow on developments and stuff, so we're just kind of like, we're just here until we're not here anymore. And then I'll be really sad because I love having all my stuff, and I have to find another place
with high
if I don't have high ceilings, I go crazy. Like I can't,
I know.
I can't have like a little like I need to be able to like climb in my house, or I'll probably, yeah. It's like almost like it's not just like a physical health thing, but like at this point, like my mental health depends on it. And if I don't have access to this, it's like I don't know if I had been in like some actual apartment these last 2 years, I don't even know. Like there's no way I would have made it through. So like sometimes you just need to like spin in circles really, really, really fast, and then you feel better.
That's it, eh? Spin around.
Spin really, 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 really
that would
fast.
work. I mean, because I've been living with my partner for a year in his place, because I mean, at cheaper rent, and I had to move from my place, so no high ceilings, less windows. It's brutal. We're moving now, but I totally get the whole mental health, because like for one whole year I've had no space, and it's like, we're on top of each other, and it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna kill him. I'm going to kill him. I'm gonna kill my boyfriend.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. What's your relationship life like?
Well, I've been married for, I keep forgetting what year it is and how many years it's been. It's like 4 years, 4 years now, or something like that. But we've been together for like 14, 15. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
As long as I've known you for
at least. Probably just before. I think he was still kind of like what's the word? Like he wasn't permanent. He was permanent, but he was like new. He was fresh at that point.
Yeah.
Probationary period. That's
Yeah. So are you working right now? What's going on?
Absolutely nothing. Well, okay, that's not completely true. I had a really good summer. I have not like danced, performed naked since March of 2020. But and then that whole 2020 didn't really do much. We made a short film, which was super fun, a handstand film with trees. It was
Nice.
great. And then last summer, I was super lucky to get hooked up with a circus troupe here in Toronto, and we did shows in the park. And we had
Nice.
this like it was like three of us, and it was like part aerial and part like really cheesy acting, and I had to like memorize lines and talk in public. So that was kind of like super different from anything else that I've ever had. Never have to talk, right?
What's
You don't
the
have to
truth?
talk. You just smile, right? Hercynia Arts.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And so we did the shows in the parks and like outdoor stuff because whatever restrictions and stuff. So, but it was good to do like shows where we didn't have to worry about restrictions because we were outside in the park and they're not going to shut us down.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. And then I actually produced a show this year called
Ooh.
Peep.
What's it called? Sorry.
Peep
Nice.
Peep show. We built a box, an 8x8
Review
box, and we put like just like so many just different random types of performers in it. Like we had a contortionist, we had aerial people, we had a flamenco dancer. Like we had this girl and she did live art drawing. It was amazing.
Nice.
Like so that was super fun, and we were super fortunate to get a Canada Arts Council grant for that. And I did this other super fun show called Chaos, and I got to do harness work, which is something that I've always really, really wanted to do, but then never had an opportunity to do it because you can't really do like harness stuff in a strip club because people be like, I don't know what she's doing. So so that was good. But it was really good to like still be able to perform, but in a kind of like a different atmosphere.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What were you doing before stripping, before you got into everything?
I like working with computers. I was an IT person. I was like, hey, my email doesn't work person. Like I was the person at the end that sat in the basement. I was like, I can't print this thing. And then people would call me and then I'd have to fix it. And then I go back to the basement and hate my life more. And
Speaking of hating your life, what do you not like most about stripping or your job in general?
The thing I hate the most about it, I guess 50 pounds and 50 pounds in each suitcase is impossible. And then clubs wanting like, oh, maybe you should wear like 12 different costumes. It's like you have 50 pounds and you have to bring food and other clothes. So that was like, and for me personally, the whole like stripper upkeep of like, it's gonna sound bad, like making yourself presentable is not my I did it because I have to do it. I'm not like one of those girls that's gonna be like putting on anything to go anywhere unless I'm getting paid. And I'm not like, I don't like doing my nails. I like wearing toques.
No, I feel all of that. I'm the same way. I'm in the same onesie like every day. So
yeah. Big tracksuits, comfortable clothing, functional clothing. I don't dress like that when I'm not working. Like if I'm not getting paid for it, that makeup is somewhere in a drawer and I'm not going to look for it until it's like, oh, I'm getting paid. And then I dig it out and hope it's not expired at this point anyway. Before it wasn't too bad because it's like I'm working somewhere every 2 weeks, but like this last 2 years has sort of definitely been like, well, why did I open that mascara like 2 days before the pandemic started? That was just a waste.
What kind of prep do you do when you have a gig?
Well, depending on how long it's been between gigs, well, I guess there's always like the general physical maintenance, like just making sure I stay in shape and stay strong and flexible enough for shows. I love doing that. Like that's even if I didn't have shows or didn't have anything, I'd still be doing that. But the actual like 2 day before prep thing, it's like a hair off, everything, all the hair off, because I just kind of like maybe not like paying attention to that if I'm not working. And I do the nails and then the other hair and prep my wigs, because I still haven't I've only worn my natural hair on stage like maybe 3 times, because it's just I don't even know how to style it for stage to have it not like in my face the whole time. So
yeah. And for those of you who don't know, like the texture of your hair is actually a nappy texture because you are, my dear, black. How did you hide it from all the agents for so long? Wigs, bitch.
Wigs and thermal straightening. Remember the bob, the short bob with bangs, and it was breaking off quicker than it was growing, and the bob was started here, and then it just kept getting shorter and shorter because it kept breaking off before it could grow out. Oh my god. Honestly, I like cringe for my like 2007 self when I was like
oh, it's okay. You can hug her now. It's fine. Oh geez. We have this agent who only books the East. His name is, I don't think he's an agent anymore, but his name is Roger.
I don't think he's an agent anymore. But his name is Roger.
Yeah, I could never, as a black feature, I could never get booked. So I'm like, Carmen, how are you always getting booked there? And she's like, they don't know I'm black.
It's like Photoshop my that first promo I had, it was like Photoshop slide that white like, and then the short hair, and the fact that he was booking me for 3 years before I ever saw me in person. That helped a lot, because it was just talking on the phone, and then you send like control. It was before social media, so he couldn't just like creep my Insta or whatever, because there was no Instagram or whatever. I think basically I barely Facebook, and maybe I just put pictures of plants. So yeah, that whole like remote booking, and then and just being able to send him like controlled pictures, and not if he had met me in person right off the bat, it would have been a different scenario, because he definitely knows now. And I think he kind of like it was whenever when did we go to Montreal to do that thing, the Miss New Canada in Montreal, whatever year that was, that's when he started getting suspicious.
2010.
He said my nipples were dark.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Good eye, Roger. Good eye.
Right? Like, oh, I can see you're looking real hard there. But he kept booking me, but then he really didn't have many features in Ontario at all, right?
And
so it was,
and
then I was, for a while there was only like 2 of us that had an aerial show, maybe. So it was like, I am in Ontario, I have an aerial show. Who else are you gonna book? There's no one else here. So
and you've already been working for these clubs for 3 years. You're just gonna be like, oh, I'm not booking her anymore. Like, come on.
Yeah, right.
They want her. They're requesting her. Come on. So speaking of social media, because you mentioned that, do you find now that social media like Facebook, Instagram, and all that stuff is out there, including Pornhub and whatever XNX? Yes, I watch a lot of porn. So I know all the websites. Now that they're out there, what do you find like the club atmosphere is like? Are you getting more money? Do you find that there was like a decrease in income coming in?
Well, there's definitely, like, from the day I started, it's just been like slowly getting worse and worse. And when you think it's not going to get worse, then it's worse. I haven't, it's been 2 years, right, since I've been in a club because of whatever. So I don't know how it is now. I can't comment on how it is now, but it's just always been like a steady decline. Like at one point it was like you make $800, which is normal, like normal night, right? Easy night. Got there at 10, left at 2 kind of thing, right? Like when I first started, and then it just sort of like, I guess maybe there was like a point where it kind of got to like more money. Well, that 2008, maybe 2008, 2009. And then there was just kind of like a slow decline. And then there were like, when I first started featuring, show prices were like show prices went, I think when I first started working Calgary, I was getting $95 a show.
Jesus.
And then now they want to give like $50.
Yeah. I mean, God. When
And
I
then
first started working Calgary, that's what I was getting.
And then that's 24 shows a week, right?
Yeah.
And now you're getting, I don't know how many shows you get now. Not 24.
Nothing's guaranteed, that's for sure.
Yeah, and it's not guaranteed.
No, it's not. Before they were guaranteed shows, yeah. Guaranteed shows.
I remember actually getting paid for shows that I didn't do, or going on stage when there's nobody in the bar, just because you get your show, right?
Yeah.
Like, but it's not like that anymore. So
funny how things change.
I'm actually kind of excited to see what it looks like after, like, post-pandemic strip clubs. Like, I just gotta go. I'm gonna go
want
see.
to know.
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything
and
really good about Alberta. I mean, come on, it's Alberta.
well, there's no way at this point I would like risk, well, because you gotta, for me to get out there, it's so much money. It's like I'm gonna risk $1,000 to get out there, and maybe like I might as well just go to the bingo with $1,000. Probably better luck, right? So I think I might try around Ontario now that things like restrictions are getting a little bit more, well, less restricted, I guess. We're less restrictive. No, not many QR. I think the QR code's going away.
Yeah, we're not checking QR codes right now. I think masks are done at the end of this week.
Well, you got masks are done?
Yeah, at the end of this week.
They're gonna keep these masks on in Ontario forever.
Oh, Ontario's got a long way to go.
But then honestly, I don't mind at this point, like veteran dancer, so like maybe my odds are better with half my face covered. So like maybe like, hi, I'm 24, like maybe.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so funny. I'm crying a little bit. That was good. What kind of discrimination have you experienced in your profession or just in general?
Oh gosh, that's a pretty broad question. When I first started dancing in Toronto, there's this one club I worked at, and the DJ had this rule where he couldn't put 2 black girls back to back on stage. So it had to be like black girl, white girl, white girl, white girl, black girl. Like it always had to be like, you couldn't have 2 ethnic girls on stage back to back. So, but then, am I black or am I white, right? So depending on his mood and how I had my hair did or what I looked like on a given day, is like some days I could go after a black girl, some days I couldn't go after a black girl. And it was just this sole annoyance of like not being able to go on stage or not knowing when I had, like, you know how it is, where it's just like, what, especially when you're trying to sell dances, and it's just like, it just, I can get the show over and done with so I get back to making money. And it was just like, and he called my name out of the blue, and it was just like, it was like, why does it even matter? Like, people are just gonna get up and walk out a bar. Oh, there's too many dark people in a row, let's just leave. So other than that, and then Roger, of course, that was a big one. And then definitely when I first started working at Brandy's, it kind of like pulled me aside right at the beginning, and we had like, this was before I did anything with my hair. So my hair was like, it was relaxed, but it wasn't like that pin straight whatever stuff that I had after. So we had a conversation about it, and she was trying to tell me about how, you know, that she was looking for a certain aesthetic in her club, and that she appreciates that I am, you know, kind of like a whatever descent, but we have this look that we're trying to go for. And then she gave me the card to the salon that did like the thermal reconditioning, and then that was it. Yeah, so that was sort of like it's like, we know you're not white, but just like maybe don't let anyone else know, kind of thing. And then and definitely I had girls warn me with even booking with what was the other agent, the Vancouver agent, stripper, to like not tell him, not to let him know. And it was just like so annoying that it's like they were basically telling me, it's like, oh, if you tell people this, they're going to pay you less, so you have to do this. And part of me like really regrets doing that and feels that I should have just been like, fuck that. But at that time I was just like so excited to be there and be in this new environment and get to wear all these crazy costumes and stuff. And people like before, it's like no one ever paid attention to my shows. Like I was just like I didn't even know I had a show until I got there. So it's just sort of like I wanted to fit in.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't try hard enough, because I did not fit in at all at Brandy's. But I don't know, Brandy liked my show, so she kept me around for a little bit, and that was it. And then I found all the other clubs in Canada. There's so many clubs, and then I went to most of them on the Greyhound. Like
that doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't exist. It would be impossible. Like how would one get to Whitecourt now, right? Like fucking Fort St. John. I think that was like, was it Fort St. John? No, it was Williams Lake Greyhound to Kamloops. It was just this like whole thing, and I had to get from there to like Quebec at some point. It was just like this stupidness of like, I don't even know what I was thinking back then. It's like, I'm gonna go from Quebec City to Brandon, Manitoba the next day. Like, but that's it. You get bookings and you just go to the places.
Yeah, and just go.
Yeah.
Winnipeg was crazy like that, because you would get like, I think how many shows would you have done in like a week in Winnipeg? It's ridiculous.
Like at the prime,
yeah.
I think my max was like 40 something shows.
Yeah, that's
like
a lot
42 shows in a week. Like,
explain the detriment to your body after a Winnipeg gig. Like, seriously,
I don't know. Like, just thinking back, I'm tired. Just thinking about it, I'm tired. Like, I don't know how I even like got through that by like, I'd nap like lying like this with eyelashes on and not roll over. Like, it was just this like I got 35 minutes I can sleep, and then maybe eat, and then I'm off again, and the driver's downstairs.
It's crazy.
Man, it was crazy, but I kind of miss it. I would love a jam day. That would just be like, maybe just like one.
I could probably do 1 week and I'd be done. Like,
I could do 1 week.
It's brutal. Like, Friday is crazy, Saturday's chill, but Friday is insane.
Friday's insane, and you have to get through the Monday. You have to get through 5 days of noon shows, or 4 days of the noon shows, and then you get to the Friday. And then there was always like something like a 1 a.m. Central on a Thursday, when he knows you got to be up to be somewhere at noon, but he's got you out in like the whatever far ass end of Winnipeg at 1 a.m. right? So
oh my god. What's your favorite club to work at in Winnipeg?
Teasers. I'm gonna say I love the stage at Teasers.
Yeah,
some of the things,
runway stage, skinny poles,
tall
skinny
poles, and the rigging is kind of, it's like a 6 out of 10 on the sketch scale. So like, I'm not totally fearing for my life. But like other places, like Solid Gold, I don't know if I've shown you a picture. One day I climbed up there and I took a picture of the rigging in there. It's like, you're hanging on there by prayers. That's it. There's like this little, I don't even know what it, like, I wouldn't even hang like a light with it. And like, I don't even know. Don't do any drops. Don't do any drops. And then that stages too. But it was so convenient working at Solid Gold and staying at the Oxford.
I fucking love Solid Gold because of the
I
Oxford.
love
The Oxford
the
Hotel
Oxford.
is like immaculate living conditions for strippers.
It's like
tell you,
5-star hotel for
it's
strippers.
a 5-star
Yeah.
hotel. They clean it
And
every
then-
day. I've got my own bathroom.
Beautiful bedding. It's like whatever thread count, like a gazillion thread count, and it's like so soft. And it's just like I was almost scared sometimes with like all the white. I brought my own towels because I was so scared of messing up them white towels.
Yeah, because we got
It was so nice. It was like sometimes I bring my own towels because the towels are so gross. But that place, I brought my own towels because the towels were so nice.
That's very considerate of you.
But it was better to stay at staying at Teasers wasn't as much fun though.
No,
it was convenient.
No.
Like it was so convenient.
It's convenient if you're working at Teasers, but I mean, I stayed there once or twice. It was not good. There was someone down the hall. I think someone died in there.
It was very like
whatever smell was coming out that hallway. Brutal.
It was super convenient if you had like a Marion noon show and then Teasers at night. Like it was great. And like I liked walking from Teasers because you could walk through the park and there'd be like squirrels, and then you go to Marion and then you walk back and there's more squirrels, and then you're at Teasers anyway. So
yeah.
But yeah, if you don't mind sharing your room with like a family of mice, like it's great. Great hotel. You got shower slippers and your own towels and your own bedding, air freshener. It might be all right. But
It's time for some rapid fire Q&A. Let's begin the 4-for-1.
What's your favorite thing you own and why?
Oh, I bought it. I don't even know. Okay, my favorite thing right now is I have one of this Aero Garden. I don't know if you watched TV in like 2006 and they had those infomercials, these little Aero Garden things. Now they're giant and they connect to Wi-Fi, and I'm growing tomatoes and lettuce and beans, cucumbers, basil, peppers, and wheat.
Oh, that sounds cool.
So that's pretty exciting. That's like my favorite thing I own, I guess. That and my straps.
I like your straps. You're really good at those. What will finally break the internet?
The government.
We're having so many issues. If you guys don't know, Canada's so fucked up.
We're a little screwed up right now.
So screwed up.
I don't know how I feel about it.
There's like
we're a little
going on.
broken. So I think they might break the internet. So make sure you got VPN or some shit. I don't know.
What's the most useless talent you have?
Useless talent. Yeah, it's hard for me to answer stuff quickly.
That's fine.
Useless talent. I guess I find use for most of them. Well, I guess I can't even think of what my talents are. Oh no, that's useful.
What is it though?
I'm really good at peeling tape that, when it's stuck and then and you can't peel it. I'm really good at peeling it. But I guess that's useful. But that's kind of like it's kind of useless. I can't monetize it. Let's put it that way.
Okay, there you go.
But I'm good at it.
And lastly, what is the dumbest way you injured yourself?
Oh my God, that's such a long list. Okay. I was holding like one of these big, those big jugs of water, big 15-liter jug of water, and I was holding it, and then I went to press the crosswalk button so I could get across the street because the thing was heavy. Oh, no. And I just smoked a joint, and then I coughed, and then I blew up my L5S1. I could barely walk. For like that thing cost me like, I don't even know, like $6,000 in physio. Like it was just like,
And that
I'm still paying for it.
Still can't find the rib.
Right?
Floating in there somewhere. It's gone. That's a
I don't
good one.
know.
I like that.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I coughed. Oh,
Yep.
jeez.
But I still went to work and I still did 3 shows that night. So
Brutal.
yeah, that was
We ruined
horrible.
ourselves.
I had a whole bottle of Tylenol.
Yeah.
I went to work.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I've never called in sick to work either. It just works through the pain. It's fine. It's totally
It's
fine.
like whatever, it doesn't matter. Is like as long as I can get the shoes on and physically get up the. I think that was the week. It was in Ottawa at the Newton, and walking downstairs was so painful that I like walked up the stairs to the stage and then up the stairs to the other because I could pull myself up and I was scared to walk downstairs.
Yeah.
Like, they were sure my shows were horrible, but I made it. I showed up, a word shiny costume, my hair was done, and I smiled. So
just get to the pole and hold on.
yeah, it's just let you hold on. It's like as long as I can use my arms, I'm okay. I was like, my legs are not working, but I can use my arms. I just need to get to the straps and I can get up there somehow.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, before we close off, is there any final words you want to tell us?
Get your notepads handy. It's time for some sex worker advice.
I had a concussion and it makes me think very slowly. So I'm just going to apologize for that.
No apologize needed.
Slow down. That's my tip then. Whatever
Perfect.
you're doing, just slow down.
I think that's a really good tip.
I think that's a lesson I learned the hard way like 5 times. So
I'm still learning that lesson. So everyone, listen.
So many hard lessons. So just slow down.
Do it slowly.
Just
Take your
slow down.
time.
Breathe.
Breathe.
Slow down. Breathe.
Yeah, let your mind relax. I think that helps.
Yes.
Every time.
Yeah. It's hard, and that's for getting the quiet mind very, very hard. But I've started doing handstands, and that's apparently really good for the mind because you got to focus, super focus, as opposed to like aerial and pole where you're just like throwing yourself around. It's like I just got to stay in this one spot. So yeah, slow down, stay in that one spot, and breathe.
I like it. Well, you heard it from Carmen, everyone. Handstands, breathe, slow down.
Feed
Awesome.
a pigeon.
Yeah, feed pigeons and squirrels. They're awesome. I just wanted to remind everyone that this is a listener-funded podcast. So if you're enjoying what you're hearing or seeing today, definitely head on over to our website, YASAstripperpodcast.com, and find those donation buttons everywhere and give us your money. This will go a long way in helping future guests and interviewers fund us. Send us your money so we can keep this podcast going. All right. Awesome. Okay, well, I'll see you guys again next time. For now, I bid you adieu and have a good day. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for listening, everyone. This episode has been a production with Period Podcast Network. Find out more on Instagram at Period Podcast Network. Be sure to follow us on Instagram too at YAS, a Stripper Podcast, and you can find us on Twitter at YAS, a Stripper Pod. Please like, subscribe, and rate YAS, a Stripper Podcast here on YouTube. See you next week.